Hello everyone, I'm going to talk you through what we've done in English with regards to setting up our own YouTube channel and trying to make the lessons as accessible as possible to the students. Our main focus first of all was to try and make these YouTube lessons as much like a lesson as we possibly could, and I'll talk you through how we've done that. We've tried to also make them engaging wherever possible, but most importantly, I think we've tried to have a lasting legacy beyond lockdown. Now, doing this through the YouTube channel actually takes a little bit more time. It requires you to be a little bit more planned and slick, possibly than you would be on a Teams video, where things can be more live. We wanted, therefore, whatever we produce to have a lasting legacy, a lasting usefulness, so things could be used for homeworks, for revision, for students who miss an awful lot of lessons, even for cover work. We started by looking with Year 10, our 372 students in Year 10, thinking how can they access Macbeth without their teachers there? Accessing Shakespeare is probably the hardest challenge that they're going to face. So what we decided to do was to make scene-by-scene lessons for Macbeth. I'm going to talk you through the first thing we do. The first thing, as usual, was to make the PowerPoint. So here we have, as you can see, a very typical PowerPoint from Macbeth. Possibly the only difference we've got here is a link to the YouTube link to the lesson that has been recorded for them, and here is a link to the scene for them to watch. Here is actually the scene itself. Typical thing we'd do in a lesson, you've watched the scene, now do a summary of what happens in the scene, and then it's teacher commentary on the lesson. So they will be hearing my voice in this particular case explaining all the things that are important in the scene, giving a little bit of context to the scene, in this case King James I and his love of killing witches. Then we're into language analysis and some of the techniques they would expect to see within the scene. Obviously, techniques starting fairly simplistically with things such as rhyme and then increasing in challenge with things like trochaic, tetrameter, and paradox. That's quite typical of a lesson, isn't it? That the challenge increases as the lesson goes on, and we would finish it with an extension task, in this case, another teacher giving his YouTube video of that particular scene. But what we're able to do as well, through making this Word document, instead of it just being a teacher talking over a scene, we direct them to particular tasks. So we would say, if I'm going to go back to this now, summarize the scene in 20 words or fewer, I would direct them to the Word document here. Say the first box, now summarize the scene, pause the video and do this now. So we're giving them direct instructions and tasks to do while they're actually listening to the video, making them pause the video and things like that. So the Word document also has the tasks on, it also has the links on, the link to the lesson and the link to the actual scene. The third thing we need before we start recording is our script. And for scripting, I found that very important as things went on. It was really important to have an understanding of what I'm going to say and when I'm going to say it, otherwise I would just mumble and stumble over my lines. Just a brief outline of what's happening, the numbers indicate particular slides and things like that. Okay, we then recorded it, and we recorded it using this particular one, the Screencast-O-Matic. I used this particular one because Ross Morrison McGill, also known as Teacher Toolkit, he uses Screencast-O-Matic, so I thought, well, if it's good enough for him and he's streaming all the time, then I'll use this one as well. And I found it really straightforward. So we logged in, I made my account, you can see my email address in the corner there, and I chose the blue button there, Start Recording for free, which brings this up, Screen Recorder, and you can pay for it or you can have it free. Obviously, I'm tight, so I want to have it free. So I picked the red one, Launch Free Recorder. Now, the free recorder, a couple of notes on that. It gives you a maximum record time of 15 minutes. But I think if you're recording longer than that, you might be really losing the kids anyway. There is a 3-second delay before it actually starts. And the other thing to be aware of with this, it's not good for actually playing videos. So if you've got a YouTube video and you think it didn't work very well, is if you watch Act 1, Scene 1 video, which I'm going to share with you, you'll see when I share the video, it just did not work. I didn't know that was going to be the case, but there you go. So you launch free recorder and it brings this up. I'm going to direct you to the corners here. You can see this box form made here and here on the side, here in the bottom right. There's one in the middle there. Now that means that everything within these will be recorded. So what will be recorded within this is these screens, these shots from my PowerPoint, plus the ones on the left-hand side. Now I normally press F5 to have the PowerPoint on as full when I'm doing that. But you can customize that so it can actually fit a smaller screen if you would prefer. You then click record at the bottom and it will time you in 3, 2, 1, and then you simply start speaking. When you've finished it, you press stop and you have your options for what you do next. And we We don't choose edit video on the free one. I've never used quick share because I've always been too scared of losing things. So I've gone save and upload. Now with save and upload, again, save and upload, it gives you options. I've previously been uploading to Screencast-O-Matic and then going to YouTube and downloading it from Screencast-O-Matic to my YouTube account. I found though that you can also, if you click upload to YouTube, if you have an account, it will do that much more quickly doing it that way. But either of these two options are good options for you. So you've got your video made. You then publish it. In this case, I'm publishing it, as you can see, to YouTube. It will take a few minutes, but here we go. Let's go back. This title of this one, recording number 14. And here it is. Recording number 14 is now in our YouTube account here. So we've made a YouTube channel, WBHS English. Thanks very much to Lee Marsh for the design of that. A couple of things for you to be aware of here. Possibly the most important button that you're going to use is this one here on the right hand side, YouTube Studio. Before you do that, when you make a YouTube account, you might want to have make sure that everyone's got the login details. Maybe make your own new Gmail account or something like that in order to do that. That's what we did in English, made a new email account that everyone can work from, a new password from there. So when you're in YouTube Studio, it gives you these things here. Now, recording number 14 wasn't right for me at the moment, so I need to edit it. So I clicked on videos next. When I clicked on videos, here it is, recording number 14. That's the 6-second one I've just done as a dummy one. You click on these three dots, edit title and description, and I've edited it to trial for training. Mr. Bell will be deleting soon. So let's look. It originally said just recording number 14, and now it says this. So I've been able to change the name of it. That video will open, and I can share a link with that with my students really easily. So going back to this, here is just a look at the English channel again here, 33 subscribers. Doesn't sound that impressive at the moment, but I've got some more impressive stats to follow. Here are the first videos that we put out. Now the first one I made, the one that I talked you through earlier on, Macbeth Act 1 Scene 1, we've got 372 students in the year group. It said 347 views. Now if we factor in that maybe 30 of these have been viewed by teachers possibly, that still takes the 310 out of 372. That's a really great total, I think, in terms of student engagement. And as you can see, it goes up further. So Act 1, Scene 2, the next scene had 383 views. That's more views than there is people in the year group. At A level, we've got this one here on parallel phrasing. There are under 40 students doing A level language, and yet we've had 60 views on that. So that's really great to see. In total, we've had over 3,000 views of the videos in less than a month since we actually set the account up. So what we do in terms of finishing things off, you've got your lesson here. Here is my YouTube link. This is Act 1, Scene 1, the one I was talking you through before. I've just opened up in YouTube, screenshot it, and just highlighted and copied the web address there. I would then paste that web address here into the actual PowerPoint. So when students open the PowerPoint, they've got the link to click. I normally share this link with them in the email too. I also put the web address here into the Word document. And there we go. We've made videos which can last. Tried to make them as professional as we possibly could. We've got about 7 or 8 teachers on the department who've already made videos, and lots of people are working on it themselves as well. Some people obviously having technology issues, but most people have been engaged with this so far. It isn't really quick to do this, but we're looking at things that will last beyond the 1-hour lesson of a lockdown. Okay, I hope you found that useful. There are probably loads of quicker ways to go about doing this and more efficient ways to go about doing this, but this is some of the trial and error process that we've went through, and I think it's had a really beneficial impact on the students, and the Year 10s are working very hard through these videos. Okay, thank you very much. Got any questions or tips, please email me. I'll try and answer any questions. If I get good tips, I'll share them out with everyone. Right, thank you very much for listening. Bye.